That's your race info this evening. We will have a dual hot lap qualifying session for the late models. The other two divisions, so the Dirt Track Superbank late models presented by Black Diamond Race Cars, they will hot lap qualify. The other two divisions, the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds presented by Rancho Milagro and the Shocker Hitch X-Mods presented by Border Tire, they have actually drawn for their starting spots, and we will lock in the top 16 in passing points out of their heat races. You see the format for the late models on there. And tonight, the Penske 50, as we have the Penske Shocks 25-25, as for the first time ever, we book in this event with $25,000 to win races. And man, oh man, we have got a star-studded field of cars here. Let's take a look at the Vado Speedway Park. Track facts first. This racetrack, well, it's very, very new. It just opened about 6 years ago. In 2019, 3/8 mile semi-banked clay oval, located, as we mentioned, in between Las Cruces, New Mexico and El Paso, Texas, right off Interstate 10. And if you see there, kind of in the middle, the right-hand side of your screen, you can actually see the traffic on Interstate 10 here in the background. As we welcome those of you that are both here on the grounds and those of you that are watching at home as part of this broadcast on FloRacing. We mentioned the third member of our broadcast team is going to be joining us from the Mary's Home Furnishings Hot Pit, as well as Hooker Trucking Victory Lane all week long, and that's our good friend Trenton Berry. TB, you have scoured the pit area, man, and you can feel the intensity is in the air as we approach 150 race cars in 3 divisions here for round 1.
Man, what great parity amongst all 3 divisions here. It's incredible to see the way that this event's grown. I touched on that a little bit during practice last night. Pleasure to be a part of it, working alongside you two guys and the great FloRacing crew once again. Man, everybody makes this pilgrimage out to the desert. They got a great group of local racers here at the Vado Speedway Park 2. I'm situated right here in Hooker Trucking Victory Lane. The banner will be coming up here a little bit later on. They're going to droop check right here, and we're also going to interview the winners and some of the biggest dignitaries and folks all throughout the course of the weekend from right here on the checkered flag concrete at the center of Vado Speedway Park, center of the front stretch here, just to the inside of the racetrack. Guys, I couldn't be happier to be here, and I'll have all sorts of good stuff throughout the course of the entire event.
All right, Trenton, thanks so much, brother. Appreciate it. As you see the pit area there, it's full, man. Brandon Shepard in that BSR, the Brandon Shepard Racing B5. You see the 18 of Chase Young hands down there, as well as we've got 47 Dirt Track Bank Super Late models in the pit area. As of right now, 52 Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds and 47 of the Shocker Hitch X-Mods. And with that, we'll step aside for our first set of commercial breaks. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll talk about some of the key drivers that are in attendance here tonight, the opening night of the Rio Grande Waste Services Wild West Shootout, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Established in 1983, FK Rod-Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod-Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
In the market for custom race shirts? Struggling with who to call? Look no further. Impact Race Gear's team of top-notch artists at Next Level Printing make it easy to see that Impact Race Gear has the right combination for simply awesome race shirts. We provide shirts and merchandise for the entire motorsports industry, from late models to sprint cars to modifieds, dirt or asphalt. Just take a look at the top drivers and teams that trust Impact. And it doesn't take long to understand why Impact Race Gear is the easy choice. Be sure that your fans, sponsors, and supporters get the products they deserve. When you need the best, it's gotta be Impact Race Gear. Give us a call, 877-743-8337, or visit ImpactRaceGear.com to get started on your simply awesome race shirts.
Give yourself safer, smoother towing with Shocker Hitch. Choose from our best-selling air bumper hitches with over 10 ball mount attachments and up to 12.5 inches of drop. or our air tongue mounts that give instant air ride towing to any trailer. For hotshot drivers, check out our Gooseneck Surge air ride towing hitch and shift lock coupler. For campers, our quick air fifth wheel camper hitch is making every camping trip smooth and safe. Got a bumper pull camper? Check out our air equalizer for weight distribution. Check this out and more at shockerhitch.com for safer, smoother towing.
Welcome back to the desert, ladies and gentlemen. As you see the traffic on Interstate 10 there in the background here at FK Rod-End's Vado Speedway Park, presented by Low Voltage Solutions. An absolutely gorgeous day here today in the desert. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weather. And it was supposed to get up into the mid-70s. That is completely incorrect. It's not 56 degrees outside. We got broken clouds.
Fake news. Fake news.
That is. I think someone reversed the numbers on it. It got up into the 70s today. We know that. So we got broken clouds. That 9-mile-an-hour winds is a little conservative right now. It was supposed to be very windy today. The wind did not really start blowing until about an hour ago or so, and it's really picked up hot and heavy here. As you can see the flags over there in the Rio Grande Waste Services starting zone.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be that way for the next, I think through about the sun going down, then it's supposed to taper off some, but it's been a gorgeous day, still in the 70-degree range out there, and you see the flags at half-mast as the loss for country this week. Former president passing away, and we appreciate everybody coming out. And I tell you what, DJ, it was a fire drill to get back up to the grandstands. You see the tumbleweed down there.
That's awesome.
Jake Neal's car on the right, but
awesome.
It was a fire drill. We just very busy in the pit today. Very exciting, a great vibe to start the week.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look, Ben, at some of the notable drivers in attendance in the Dirt Track Bank Super Late Model Division, presented by Black Diamond Race Cars. Garrett Alberson, Brandon Shepard, Bobby Pierce, Mike Marlar, Kate Dillard, Ethan Dawson, his first time here, Tyler Erb, Chase Younghands, Drake Troutman, his first race behind the wheel of the 22 star, the J.R. Smith-owned entry, and Stormy Scott. And again, those are just a few of the notable entrants on hand. Again, a ton of others as well. I mean, Dylan McCowan in the pit area. He's been here before. Colin Weinbarger off another good season there, the Oregon native. Dustin Sorensen, of course, your reigning World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year. Carson Brown, Sam Mars in the pit area. And there's a look at Brandon Shepard. And who's he talking to down there?
It's a multi-time Wild West Shootout champion. For now, 5-time World of Outlaws champion. Picked up the title. And
I don't know who he's talking to. I can't tell.
I can't tell. And
is it?
It might be talking to Tyler Erb down there, and if he is, he's learning a lot of stuff right now.
Yes, some that he may want to know. And
is that Justin Duty looking on in the background? No, it's not Justin. It looked like it's Justin for a moment.
But tall enough to be Justin.
It is tall enough. But, yeah, it's a fun field down there in all three divisions, and we talked about it. One of the local TV stations, Channel 9, was just talking to them in the pits, and they said, what makes this event so unique? And I said, I thought of you, DJ, because I stole your word. I said, it's eclectic. You got people that race together this weekend. And look at the mountains in the background. You see the X-Mod sitting down on stage.
Shot.
What a shot.
That is an awesome shot down there. Yeah, for sure. Very cool. As we have, we've got the, what is that? That should be the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Modifieds.
I think it was the Shocker Hitch X Mod. Yeah,
close.
Border Tire. As getting the flag set to go. And, yeah, you can see the winds picked up. Chad Bowman and the staff have done a great job getting this racetrack ready. See the concrete plant across I-10. And, yeah, that's Interstate 10 right there. And we're going to have something special coming up later tonight, DJ, in the memory of Scott Bloomquist. But in the meantime, fans can scan that QR code right there and head over and pick up some of the Scott Bloomquist, especially the memorial merchandise and proceeds of that. Of course, go to Ariel Bloomquist. And we've got something later tonight we're going to do very special. As Scott had a big hand in this racetrack and the layout of it. He came out here and put a lot of input in with Royal Jones on this racing facility. Yeah,
and the event itself is it's right at 3 p.m. and we are going to waste no time getting underway with this evening's first set of Dirt Draft Hot Laps here tonight. Ben, did you set your Dirt Draft fantasy lineup?
I have barely had a drink of water today, so I have not. I am going to try to catch that later, but no, I'd be lying to you if I told you I had. But yeah, starting to bring him out to the Speedway. Dickie Cora making his way out, one of the perennial front runners here in the X Mod division. Of course, the X Mods all week. Title sponsor Shocker Hitch X Mods, presented by Border Tire during the Wild West Shootout.
Absolutely. Some of the other drivers on the track in this first session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. It's going to be the 37 of Robert Truehill on the Speedway behind him with the duct tape numbers. There's a good look at Robert in the 37. The 4 behind them, I believe that's Albuquerque, New Mexico's Chris Hooper in the Hooper Services Wild Bill Speed Shop Baxter Built sponsored number 4. That is Chris Hooper. They're coming onto your screen. Behind him is going to be, let's see, that's going to be the number 7 of Shane Bailey. Great looking race car there for the Kearney, Missouri driver, the Alman powered CDR race car, the Travis Hartman Boxing RHC Land Improvements, W. Summers Trucking sponsor number 7 of Shane Bailey. A few of the other ones on the racetrack. Cale Murphy out of Tullis, Louisiana, an 8-time winner last year in the Murphy Oil Renegade Drilling Napa Auto Parts sponsored 25. The 02 Deuce Teague, a regular here at FK Rod Ends Vado Speedway Park, in the Metalcraft.com Throat Punch Performance.
That's right. You heard it here.
Air Serv Heating and Cooling sponsored 02. As, yeah, she's a little bit greasy, as it always is here for the first hot lap session.
Yeah, they'll get it ironed in. They'd had some extra water, and I had somebody text me and go, man, is it ever not windy at Vado? Yeah, until about 2 hours ago, it was not windy here today, but it's picked up, and, you know, right now, though, it's warm, though. It is the warmest I've ever seen it here. And when it's 76 degrees outside in January, it's going to tend to get a little bit windy, DJ. As you said, it's right now just getting the racetrack ironed in.
Cale Murphy has slowed to a stop there at the exit of the racetrack, and he'd slid up the racetrack down in turns 1 and 2. Ben Murphy, 8 wins last year, all in the state of Louisiana, I believe, former Super B champion.
And this is his second time to join us out here. Good to have him with us. As Trenton Berry from the infield. Trent, what you got?
Yeah, Cale got him a modified over the offseason as well, so going to debut that here a little bit later on this year. Dad said he didn't want to throw him quite to the wolves right out of the gate, but was going to hit and miss a little bit with that, and great third-generation racer.
Trenton, how about 146 entries here on opening night, man? Is that not spectacular?
Yeah, it's just incredible, man, and it's a testament to the event and everybody behind the scenes that does that. It's equal parts a testament to just how consistently great this racetrack is.
No, it's a fantastic facility, and you said a lot there. As you see Shane Krafka on your screen out of Alamogordo, New Mexico, his first time to this event. Now, here's the thing for you. He is an Iowa native. He's getting back into racing. He's currently stationed at Holloman Air Force Base after being overseas for 13 years.
Oh, wow.
The driver of the 24K. What a feel-good story.
Oh, man, that's cool.
He's in a Dirt Hustler chassis based out of Iowa, a Hecht Power Plant based out of Iowa, Stavely Construction, Hapes Designs, all sponsors for Shane Krafka. He's going to run opening weekend, and then he's heading back home to Iowa for the first time in a while, and nothing but respect for that gentleman. Can you imagine DJ serving overseas for 13 years and now coming back to dirt track racing?
Major kudos to kudos to him for his service and all of our servicemen and women. And man, I can't imagine that feeling he has. Right, 2 things. Right, number 1, obviously being back. Right,
yes.
being back here. But number 2 as well, being behind the wheel of a race car. Man, that is pretty cool stuff for sure. How about that young man right there, the 15-year-old out of Cameron, Wisconsin, Blake Adams. That is Buzzy Adams' son in the Adams Automotive-powered MB Customs race car, the EMR, Olson Custom Farms, Collin Brothers Towing, Coal Steering Motorsports, number 40. And
he
there's
knocked out 19 wins last year.
Yes, he did. There's Jeremy Lacoe out of Lincoln, Arkansas, the first-class automotive, Lacoe Auto Repair, Dumpster Divers.
We've all been there.
Number 75, more than once. The B-52 behind him, Michael Hartman out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, and I believe one other driver on the track for this first session of hot laps, and I think it is the 28 of Aiden Frazier out of Bosque Farms, New Mexico. And it is.
It is. So the racetrack getting ironed in. We're going to send the first wave of Shocker Hitch X Mods presented by Border Tire back to the pit area. The Cisbaro Buick GMC Pace Truck pulls the infield. I want to thank those fine folks, the official pace truck of this year's Rio Grande Waste Services Wild West Shootout. And the next set of cars are led out by Jaime Torres out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. The AOS Racing Engine, LG2 race car, Chala's Woodfire Grill, and Auto Pros, the sponsors on that race car. And following him onto the racetrack, the 65 car of Dustin Smith. He ran a limited schedule last year, did the Las Cruces, New Mexico driver. And the AOS Racing Engine, Vanderbilt race car, Extreme Landscaping, and Hacienda Mechanical, the sponsors for Dustin Smith.
Is that Hunter Sandy behind them in that 7S?
That is going to be Hunter Sandy.
Very good. Hunter Sandy, one of the regulars here, third in last year's X-Mod point standings in the 7S. A new look for him, the driver that hails out of, I believe Hunter's out of Los Lunas, New Mexico, if my memory serves me correctly. Behind him is going to be the 21, 5 wins last year for St. Joseph, Minnesota's Jake Smith in the MB Customs race car, the Corbett Trucking, Jay Smith Trucking, DRTM Trucking, RLJ Trucking.
One more trucking company.
Essex and Jarrett
That's
Logistics,
right.
number 21. And
Ryan DeForest rides behind him in the 72 out of Livermore, California. Pacific Truck and Tractor, DMS Racing Engine, GRT by DMS Race Car. The WJ 27 behind him, Forrest Wimpkin out of Dunn, Texas. First time to the Wild West Shootout for Wimpkin. And how about the ageless one behind him, DJ? In the 82, that'll be Sherman Barnett out of El Paso, Texas. The MB Custom Barnett Harley Davidson Thrifty Nickel, number 82. And we got a spinner already as Dustin Smith caught some of that slime over in turn 3. Goes for a 4-wheel free slide.
Andy Davis on the speedway. He just went past him in that black number 27, making his way down the front. Well, I missed the 115.
Bodie.
So I know I missed Bodie. I missed Bodie Parker out of Vail, Arizona, the Parker Automotive TDR Concept sponsored 115. There he is on your screen.
There he is.
There he is. And behind him is going to be the number 27. That's Bartlesville, Oklahoma's Andy Davis, the Blue Diamond Power Plant underneath the hood of that Shaw race car. The Stuck On Davis Designs York Electric Deathridge Optician sponsored at number 27.
Dawson Manicki out of Las Cruces, New Mexico in the 14. The Shaw race car, Galvin Brothers Racing MCL, and Gorham Racing car 14 for Dawson Manicki. And I don't know that Dawson has raced with us in this event before either.
I don't think that he has.
So right now, racetrack's starting to pick up a little bit. Oh, hang on, Dustin Smith with a slider on Davis. No harm, no foul. We stay green.
Ben Shelton had said that, by the way.
Well, it's
Phone numbers
things can
available
happen.
upon request.
Did you catch Cody King out there, the Fanshawe, Oklahoma driver in the 510?
Well, I mean, I saw the car on the racetrack and in the
So
pit
that'd be
area.
a no, because I did not. So the
Okay.
CDR Eagle Machine powered SG Performance Carbs entry 9 wins a year ago for the first time here for Cody, and I'm pretty sure we've never had a driver from Fanshawe, Oklahoma here either.
I wonder what Trenton Berry knows about Fanshawe, Oklahoma.
He knows something about Virginia, Missouri, but nothing about Adrian.
Hey, I can tell you a couple things about Cody King. How about that?
Okay.
That would be great.
What you got?
We started our USMTS season down in Texas, and he won the B-Mod race on that first weekend, and interviewed him as well at Arrowhead Speedway at the end of the year. Great young racer, got in that CDR race car, nearly won the USRA Nationals last fall, and looking to get a good start here in 2025. How about that, boys?
That's Trenton Berry is a wealth of knowledge, by the way, and we have given Trenton a hard time the last few years for all the for not knowing anything about Adrian, Missouri, and what did he do? He visited Adrian, Missouri this summer. He brushed up on his knowledge. Kenny McDonald, of course, not racing anymore, but and he brought us. He even brought us a T-shirt there from our good friends at Birds Pecans. How about that? Is it pecan or you call them pecans?
You think it's weird
I'm a
that it
pecan
already
guy.
had one?
Oh, did you now?
I did not.
It was great. You know, since you guys weren't able to make the trip, I wanted to be sure and have something for you guys to commemorate the day. It was a real special day. I had lunch with some great local folks there at the Mexican restaurant right in town. Unbelievable experience. Can't wait to go back to Adrian.
Glad there's no clouds today because Trent would be hit by lightning any moment. Well, the next set of cars is led out by Jesse Haney. 5 wins a year ago. He picked up 4 in the B-Mod here, 1 in the stock car out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, the AOS Racing Engine. I play again, the AOS Chassis Rich Performance Racing Engine, twice the ICE AOS Crew-sponsored X15. He'll be one to watch here tonight. And behind him, a contender in the Dirt Pro Incorporated Best in Show, Duke Erickson.
I like it.
4-time winner last year out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and he's got the Duke all riding on that one. John Wayne, 2-time defending I-90 Speedway track champion, also got the Wagner Speedway track championship last year in the Bruns Racing Engine MB Custom Triangle Cattle Company 57.
Seminole, Oklahoma native behind him. That's Theron Pierce in the Sale Physical Therapy Statewide Roofing Commercial Brick Corporation sponsored. Number 19 TP behind him on the racetrack is going to be the number 96, and that, of course, one of the regulars out of Hatch, New Mexico. It's Dusty Riggs in the CarQuest Hometown Hardware. Hatch Valley Produce DR Electric sponsored number 96.
Isaiah Mendoza in car number 12M on the Speedway, making his way out. First time we've had him here with us, and behind him in the 345, you can't see it, but there's a 3 in the 45. DJ's protesting it. That's Jimmy Downs out of Maysville, Missouri, the Yeoman Racing Engine GRT Downs Cattle Company, Schaefer Specialized Lubricants entry.
The Hatfield powered MB Customs 12MB is going to be John Miller out of McKinney, Texas. The Wichita Tank J&S Fabrication Web Concrete sponsored 12MB. That's the black and gold race car that you see there on your screen. Behind him, just now entering turns 1 and 2, that's going to be Peyton Gallardo in the number 17, 1 win here at Vado Speedway Park a year ago, and it's normally a 17. It's going to be a G3 this weekend for Peyton Gallardo out of Las Cruces.
Yeah, and you never know what numbers they're going to throw on those race cars. They like to keep us guessing. Sometimes G3, sometimes 17, and you never know who's going to be in that car either. We might see Fito in it, we might see Jake, but today it's Peyton behind the wheel.
I'm going to change my last name to Gallardo to see if they'd give me a shot behind
well,
the
and
wheel.
where it gets more entertaining
Where's
is,
Rocco Gallardo?
Well, what's more entertaining, Brian Craig had signed in that car today out of Farmersville, Louisiana. And we've seen him drive in that car before as well.
Oh, wait, who signed in?
It's got on the entry list that Brian Craig had signed in the G3.
Oh, well, I actually have that on my list. I actually can't read it right.
Back on the farm.
So, yeah.
All right, so coming up next, we're going to shift gears to Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Mods presented by Rancho Milagro on a great field of mods. 51 at last count. They'll have 5 heats. Again, the top 16 in passing points will go off to the main event. Everybody will be in one of 2 B mains. Do you want to be in the B mains, DJ?
No, you
No, sir,
not.
you do not.
Up to 52 mods now. How about that?
So I think that all of the X mods that we were going to see, at least it was told to me, had made their way out in the last set, but we'll see what we got here. No, these are going to be, we're going to move shift gears into the modified division, and Christy Barnett leads the way out in car 44. 2 track titles here last year of Super Trucks and the B mods. Here for the driver of the 44, the Barnett powered MB Custom, Barnett's Harley Davidson MSD ignition entry, and behind her the 71, the 710, whatever you want to call it, that'll be Chad Melton out of Mineral Wells, Texas. The Harris chassis with a mid-state machine power plant under the hood. The Pet Western Animal Hospital, my personal favorite, Pet Western Inn and Suites by Meowiot. Boy, we're going to have a field day with that one by the weekend's over.
Opening soon. Well, you got it right. Behind him is going to be a mainstay here. It's going to be the Wichita Falls, Texas driver of the Mars race car, number D25. That's David Tanner, the Wichita Tank 87 Automotive sponsor, number D25. Again, that's David Tanner. Behind him, Austin Cool, the first time he's been here since this event was at Arizona Speedway.
A long time.
Absolutely. Out of Cave Creek, Arizona, in the Red Rock Balloon Adventures. Cool Engineering, American Flowtech, Weir's Machine Precision Performance sponsored 77K. That's Austin Cool.
And sliding out right behind him, Diego Alvarado out of El Paso, Texas, the Johnson Speed Shop, Johnny P's Bar and Grill, number 24. Diego's first time here to the Rio Grande Waste Services Wild West Shootout. And right behind him, I think we're going to have Rick Ortega, we will. And the car 24, GRT race car, BMS Racing Engine, Lift Farm Construction, Performance Automotive Services, Jones Construction entry for Rick Ortega in car 24, Winning Edge Carburation sponsor on the side of that entry.
Track owner Royal Jones behind them in the 131, and the Mesilla Valley Transportation BLT Trucking sponsored entry, 3rd in the track points last year. He won a 305 sprint car race here last May, by the way. Behind him, Carlos Amata Sr. Welcome back, Carlos, in the 54 out of El Paso. In the Cornet-powered Hughes, Hacienda Motorsports, Hacienda Mechanical, Bear Graphics sponsored 54. Again, that is Carlos Amata. And that should wrap up all the drivers on the track for this first wave of hot laps for the Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire USRA Modifieds presented by Rancho Milagro.
Well, and we talked about how cool is it to see Carlos Amata Sr. back out on the racetrack. Of course, we see Carlos Amata Jr. all over the place, but Carlos Amata, not even senior, just Carlos Amata. He had scaled it back past years, focusing on the family business.
Uh-oh, look who's fastest.
Christy Barnett. Hey, man, double track champion last year, and she was in the thick of things there in the A-Mod division as well.
Yeah, she won. Yeah, she races everything here weekly. She races a Super Truck, an X-Mod, a Mod.
Get her a late model.
Let's go.
She had 12 wins last year, 9 of those in the Super Truck, 3 in the B-Mod. As that wave of Mesilla Valley Transportation Border Tire Mods presented by Rancho Milagro will head back to the pit area. Midwest sheet metal yellow lights around the speedway. You never know who you're going to see in the pits. Of course, Rick Schwally's here from the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series hanging out. Knut Mashun, the tech director from the Lucas Oil Series. Well, he's doing tech it for the late models for us today and tomorrow. Is Alton Wilson. Alton's watching from home. I know, Alton, you're supposed to be here, brother. We miss you. And take care of yourself. Get better. Can't wait to have you back at the track. Alton couldn't make it, so Knut's filling in this weekend. And National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer Ray Cook's rolling into town on Wednesday. He'll be doing the tech for the last 4 rounds of the late models here. As the next set of cars make their way out, and it's Carlos Amata Jr. out of El Paso, Texas. The Cornet-powered Hughes race car, Hacienda Mechanical, Bear Graphics, Heck Metalworks entry. 1 win a year ago, and that came right here at Vado Speedway Park on August 24th. As cars continue to make their way out, Max Slater in car number 32 out onto the speedway. Another first-timer here at the event.
Springerville, Arizona.
Yeah, Springerville, Arizona. Got a handful of drivers coming to us out of Arizona at this one here this weekend.
Absolutely. Let's see what we have next. Over in turns 1 and 2 in the 20 with the little 4 in front of it. For the first half of the weekend, that is going to be Rodney Sanders. That is the MB Customs house car, the Vonco, Vite, Deppy Enterprises, CMD Racing Shocks, Olson Custom Farms, Joe Provo Raceware sponsored entry for the 5-time USMTS National Champ Rodney Sanders. Behind him, one of the regulars here, that is El Paso, Texas native Ricardo Alagi Jr. in the Custom Van Reynolds Ritchie's Auto Center, sponsored number 18 JR.
The 80XX behind him, first time here out of Palestine, Texas. That's Jason Langford, the MB Custom Pro Power Racing Engine, Langford & Sons Construction, E-Tex Energy Service entry. One win last year that came at Crandall, Texas RPM Speedway. And rolling behind him in cart number 7, that'll be AJ Sharpenstein. Coming just out of Amarillo, Texas, the MB Custom Race Car, Klein Power under the My Race Rack, Gress Motorsports, Iron Race Graphics, and Amarillo Auto Body, car number 7.
Gary Christian, a winner at this event last year, follows them. He's out of Broken Bow, Oklahoma in the 58X, the Smith Equipment Group, 4J Energy, panel chipping. Hookatown Saloon. You call it Hoka or Hockatown?
Let's go to Trenton Berry. What's the ruling on the field?
The saloon, yeah, what is it?
Yeah,
the challenge flag.
The Christian family owns that. Is it Hochatown?
Hochatown.
Let's go.
Hochatown, there you go. You know your saloonsman.
I do like alcohol, yes.
A few other drivers on the racetrack. The 117 that we saw, that's Hobbs, New Mexico's Toby Herring racing with us. The 515 behind.
I think he's going to be an X-Mod. That's Devin Fouquet. I think he's actually
yes.
running with the X-Mod division here this week.
He is, and I think that's everybody because you got the 32 of Max Slater.
I did.
And the good Dr. Tom Georges out of El Paso, Texas, and that is everyone. Right?
He truly is. Well, that's to the best of our abilities.
Well, that's everyone in this group, at least.
Yes,
absolutely. So, we missed a Hennigan on the racetrack.
Did we?
Yes, apparently we did.
That
because
would be, yeah.
Dustin Hennigan out of Marshall, Texas, has gone to the top of the leaderboard momentarily in this session of Hot Laps.
He said, "Don't talk about me and see what I do."
You boys want to know a little bit more about the saloon?
Go ahead.
Man, now this place is world class. Scott Christian owns that. Right across the street, he's got a speakeasy going in. It's called Scotty Dog's Hideout. So
I love it.
You kind of got the yin and the yang
Dog's
right
Hideout.
here. So
I love it.
we had our Heartland and Arms banquets back there in November. They got a great casino just about 5 minutes down the road, so it's just like perfect for all the racing events. 2-story, got an outside concert venue. Scotty booked us a great singer. Stoney the Root came and played right after our banquet was over. We put it on the schedule again for next year. Love that place.
Literally checks every single box.
I saw the pictures. Yeah, great looking venue.
It is. And I just tell you what, Scott Christian, great friend, great supporter of racing, and his son Gary storming back onto the scene the past few years. He was a winner here twice last year, one during this event, once later in the year. As Philip Houston leads the next set of cars to the speedway out of Odessa, Texas, the Contender chassis by 71 Fabrication. S&S Fishing Reynolds Outlaw Race Engine entry, one win last year. That came at Route 66 Speedway. Behind him, Jimmy Ray. Another one of the veterans out of Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Veteran, yes.
The ageless AOS chassis, AOS Racing Engine, Rick's Performance Center, Mesilla Valley Transportation, and Little Amigos Daycare. All sponsors on the 9R, Jimmy Ray.
Yeah, Carson Ditch back with us there on your screen out of Marana, Arizona. The Dirtworks TDR Concrete sponsored. Number 96C, he will be followed by the driver of the 19K. That's going to be Kyle Slater, a 14-time winner last year. Most of those at Tri-State and Arrowhead in a B-Mod. And the Mullins-powered Hughes race car, the Freight Logistics Loves Travel Center Speedco Nutrient Ag Solutions sponsored number 19K.
Jake Gallardo, now two-time defending Vado Modified Speedway Track Champion, or back-to-back. He's won a few other titles here. The GR2 race car, Stowen Racing Engine, JGF built J17, 6 wins. They all came at Vado last year. And behind him in car 15W, Wyatt Gajero out of Wichita, Kansas, the DriveFieldTrans.com, Freight Logistics, Mullins-powered Hughes race car for Wyatt Gajero.
A few other cars you're going to see in this session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Lucas Ward, the regular out of El Paso, Texas. He's on your screen there in the number 11. the 88, another regular here, and he lives just down the road in Anthony, New Mexico, and that's going to be Nathan Smith in the Viva Chevrolet RVB Transport Victory fuel-sponsored 88. A couple other drivers you're going to see on the screen, Ben, include Casey Fowler in the number 64 out of Grand Saline, Texas, the Salt City Storage Texas Locomotive Solutions sponsored 64, and the other Hennigan in the 16, the other 16 is going to be Chris Hennigan, a 17-time winner last year in that Arklatex Speedway Southern Roping Texas Qualification Consulting sponsored number 16. That's a great looking race car. One other driver on the track, and he's actually going to pull down, I believe, maybe go across the scales and check that race car, is going to be Ponca City, Oklahoma's Troy Gemmel. That good looking yellow number 721, the Stones-powered Mullins race car.
Did you see who's turning wrenches on that race car today?
No, I didn't. Oh,
Tanner Mullins.
Yeah, no, and
he did remind me he did not have a hauler here because he did not have a credit card number from you. No, Tanner said really busy with work, and he would come out here and support Troy Gemmel, brand new Mullins race car, the Ponca City, Oklahoma driver. As the next set of cars make their way out, it'll be the J7 of Jake Bowles out of Alamogordo, New Mexico. The MB Custom, KS Engineering powered, USA Insurance, Real Wheels, Willwood, J7, fourth in last year's Vado Speedway modified track standings. And behind him, the 127 of Peyton Phillips out of Chinook, Kansas, the USRA track champion at Humboldt Speedway and 81 Speedway last year. And he is in the Bills built Danny Crane Racing Engine, Sonic Racing, Oakwood Coins, Freeze Fireworks, and Jared Gilmore and Phillips, PA 127.
One of the Racing Rosaleses from Las Cruces, New Mexico is next in that black and red and yellow number 12. That's going to be Jay Rosales tonight in the Hacienda Carpet and Tile sponsored number 12, just behind Peyton Phillips on your screen. It's going to be a yellow and black race car, and I'm sure that we will go to him. There he is, the Truck Country Hacienda Carpet and Tile sponsored number 12. Behind him, it's going to be the veteran, the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer out of Springfield. I don't know why my list says Texas. Springfield, Missouri, Terry Phillips in that Don Babb Motorsports Andy's Frozen Custard. Karst Industries Bloodline number 75.
Joseph Thomas in the set, the 51 out of Glendon, Minnesota, 11 wins a year ago. The Corky Thomas Racing Engine CDR race car. Dietrich Construction, Pioneer Roll-Off, all sponsors on that 51T. Rolling right behind him in cart number 16. First time here for that driver. That'll be Kalen Lopez. One win last year in the IMC Stock Car Merced Speedway for the Chowchilla, California driver in the PCD race car, DRC Plumbing. 16 for Kalen Lopez.
Yeah, he spent most of the summer racing in Iowa last year, racing at Marshalltown and Boone. Yes, as did I as well. John Neal Reed on the racetrack in the 37. Good year for him last year. 2 wins on the season. They both came at Abilene Motor Speedway in Abilene, Texas in the 37. That's John Neal Reed on your screen, and one other driver on the
Chris
track.
Lewis.
It is Chris Lewis, yep. And the House Divided Racing, Real Property Services and Land Management sponsored 15L, and he is out of Rogers, Arkansas.
That's right. And sneaking out there, Bumper Jones out of Mesilla Park, New Mexico, the Bloodline race car. Welcome back, Bumper Jones. Since 2022, I think. McDonald's, New Mexico, BLT Trucking, MVT, and CPD Shocks 111, Trenton Berry.
You know what I couldn't help but think about walking through the pits? Why haven't we nicknamed him Big Mac? Why is that not Big Mac Bumper Jones?
Or you know how they like call big people slim, and you know slim people, you know, fats. We could call him, you know, the Whopper or something. You know, have a good time with that. Just mix between Burger King and McDonald's.
Oh wow!
Wow, that's shots fired.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, that's what DJ dared me to say that. So
no.
All right, next set of cars come out. The 99 of Terry Tipton. Now I'm going to get a body slam by Bumper later. Out of Duncan, Arizona, the MB Custom Pro Power Tipton Construction 9Tech 99. How about welcome to the desert for the first time, Kyle Strickler out of Mooresville, North Carolina, in the G-Style Transport Mullins-powered CDR race car, Cat Industries number 8. People ask me this, is that Ray Moore's hauler in the pit area? No, it is an old Ray Moore trailer, but that is Kyle Strickler that came out here with Troy Girolamo as well in that old Ray Moore hauler, and this is Strickler's first time here to FK Rod-Ins Vado Speedway Park.
All right, not Fito, not Jake, not Rocco. Peyton Gallardo is registered. Peyton Gallardo behind the wheel of Gallardo Construction, JGF built G3 Fortress sponsored G2 race car on your screen in the 17. Behind him, another one of the regulars here at FK Rod-Ins Vado Speedway Park, CJ Halsey in the Mitchell Suspension Engineering, Cotec Performance, Schaefer Oil, Hal Racing Enterprises, sponsored number 77.
Well, they're playing games with us, and we had the number 22 of Keenan Glasser out there. He's been an X-Mod out of Estevan, Saskatchewan, but he snuck out here with this set.
I think it's Rick Beebe.
That is Rick Beebe. I lied. They looked alike. That is Rick Beebe. I thought that Keenan pulling over on me, but yeah, that's Rick Beebe, the Shawnee, Kansas driver, the Blackout Motorsports, Mullins powered, Rick Beebe Heating and Air Conditioning, McCarthy Auto Group, Swift Springs 22B. Also in this said. Who else we got out there, DJ? There goes Fito Gallardo.
You got the 2G. You've got Troy Girolamo out of Williston, North Dakota. Now, so that's G-style transport that we see on several of the race cars. I mean, most notably Kyle Strickler's car and Ricky Weiss and a few others. So that's Troy Girolamo out of Williston, North Dakota, to Mullins-powered CDR race cars, the Cat Industries G-Style Transport, Jarovitz Motorsports Shock Services sponsored number 2G.
Did you catch Tyler Davis out there?
Out of Hayesville, Kansas. Yep. Boy, I got to send a shout out to my man Chris Sutton there at RPM Speedway in Hayes, Kansas. But I think Tyler Davis is from Hayesville, Kansas.
He is Hayesville, Kansas.
It's be close, right?
Yeah, and he and Rick Beebe work on those Blackout Motorsports chassis, Mullins Power. As you see Garrett Alberson's crew talking to him down in the pit area.
And one other, he must be watching practice there from his iPad, I think, Garrett Alberson was. One other driver that was on the track, worth noting, the 3J of Josh Kane. Boy, what an awful year he had last year. Only had 42 wins last year, 70 top fives in 83 races for Josh Kane.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap up Hot Laps with the mods next. Mods, that means it is just about time for Swift Springs qualifying presented by Screven Motor Speedway for the Dirt Track Bank Super Late Models presented by Black Diamond Race Cars. And we have 47 signed in today. We'll have Group A and B qualifying. Group A will make up heat races 1 and 2. Group B will make up heat races 3 and 4. And we're going to send 3 drivers at a time for a couple of times around the Speedway. Your first qualifier is going to be Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois. 38 wins a year ago, and then he picked up 4 here in the desert. The Low Voltage Solutions, Rio Grande Waste Services, Mississippi Valley Transportation, Churchill Transport, Collins Brothers Towing, Fast One Speed Shop, Toyota of Danville, Vic Hill, Powered Longhorn. Again, 38 wins last year for Bobby Pierce. He'll be joined by first-timer to the desert and the number 88, Michael Hukowski out of Corcoran, Minnesota, the MB Custom Race Car, Sabre Plumbing and Heating, Oil Air Products, Bryant Moen, and Kane Designs and Wraps, all sponsors for the 15-year-old out of Corcoran, Minnesota, and Keaton Smith. Well, yesterday was the first time we had anybody from South Carolina race with us, to the best of our recollection. And
Keaton Smith heard you say that.
He did say that. I understand he was in the pits. They didn't unload last night. But Keaton Smith, how about this, out of Clinton, South Carolina? They have TR Motorsports, Aiken Ridge Landworks, Kennedy Excavating, Labors of Love, Pro-Built Race Car. And by one day, Ross Bells became the first South Carolina driver to take to the track with us. And now we've got Keaton Smith. And I think that one caught a lot of people off guard. And I asked Keaton, I said, what made you decide to come? And he said, I still haven't figured it out. So here they are. We're going to go 3 at a time, DJ. And again, we want to thank Swift Springs, Frank Simonetti and the guys, as well as Screven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze, as they are the sponsors of our qualifying here for the Dirt Track Bank Super Late Models presented by Black Diamond Race Cars. And don't forget, Screven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze 15 is February 6th through 8th, headlined by the richest sport compact race in the world. $21,000 to win for the SCDRA.
It's unbelievable.
Also, the debut of the Southern Thunder Super Dirt Series Super Late Models, brand new series, $5,000 to win the first night, $15,000 the second. For more information, go to ScrevenMotorspeedway.net. And we want to thank them for their support of this event. They've been a long-time sponsor of our Fast Time of World. And again, Swift Springs, also real quick, founded in 1997 in Tokyo, Japan, as a motorsports division of Tokyo Hatsatsu, say that real fast, Manufacturing, has been leading the spring industry since 1924, with the addition of a full line of a conventional standard coilover, assist help, and bump spring, along with additional suspension. They're your one-stop shop for everything circle track related. You can learn more at swiftsprings.com. And DJ, it's time to bring the Dirt Track Bank Super Late Models to the Speedway.
And that driver right there is going to be the first one to qualify. The smooth operator, Bobby Pierce, is in this first group, as you see Michael Hukowski pulling out on the Speedway. So I talked to Bobby Pierce back in the pit area, and I said, well, what'd you draw? And he said, I drew a 1. He goes, and I don't know. He goes, a lot of times that track is still a little slimy out there for those first couple sessions. He says, I'm a little concerned about how I'm going to qualify tonight.
Well, I think he's playing games with us.
Nah, he wouldn't do that. All right, so the first trio of drivers on the racetrack right now. Again, Bobby Pierce in the 32, Michael Hukowski in the 88, and the K7, of Keaton Smith on the speedway. Pierce 15.084. Hukovsky 1.547, and Keaton Smith a 1.5887. A good second lap time for Michael Hukovsky, 1.5278. Bobby Pierce 14.883, and Keaton Smith, that's a good looking race car. He wheels off corner number 4. His second and final lap time not as good. He will rest on lap 1, 1.5887. So Bobby Pierce lays down the early time to beat then with a 1.4.883.
Up next, we'll have Terry Carter out of Fort Saskatchewan, Alberta, along with Mike Marlar out of Winfield, Tennessee in the 157, and the 56 of Tony Jackson Jr. out of Lebanon, Missouri. Terry Carter, the Alberta racer, and the Capital Race Car Clements Power under the hood of the Fort Signs and Promo Good Guys Alden Auto entry. This is his 10th Wild West Shootout here in 2025. Mike Marlar, 2-time Wild West Shootout champion, and the Clements Powered Longhorn, Skyline Motorsports, Quick Supply Company, Truck Country, Bruning Rock Products, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Can-Am Auto Salvage, Clements Powered Longhorn, 7 wins last year for Mike Marlar, the 2018 World of Outlaws champion, and the 56 of Tony Jackson Jr. Welcome back, TJR, to the Wild West. 2-time winner last year out of Lebanon, Missouri. Scott Bailey Powered Longhorn, Schloop Enterprises, Chase Motorsports, Swift, Sunoco, Willwood Quarries, Deathridge Opticians, and Bill Stein, all sponsors for Car 56, the 5-time Mars champion and 2-time MLRA champion, Tony Jackson Jr.
Again, 1.4883 by Bobby Pierce is the lap that they're gunning for after the first trio of drivers. First lap time's about to come up on the board. Mike Marlar, second quick, 1.5050. First lap time for Tony Jackson Jr., third quick, 1.5259. And Terry Carter checks in fifth fastest with a 15.706. Second time around for the 157 of Mike Marlar's a little better, but not good enough. 1.4953. He stays second quick. Tony Jackson Jr. stays third quick, but improves. 15.034, and Terry Carter will be fifth fastest. His best lap time, a 1.5626 after 6 drivers. Bobby Pierce, the time to beat, Ben, 1.4883.
Up next will be the 58 of Garrett Albertson out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, the 28 of Jimmy Whistler out of Otis, Oregon, and the 38 of Tomas Hunziker out of Bend, Oregon. Garrett Albertson, the Low Voltage Solutions, Rummer Machine and Welding, Titan Industries, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Nutrien Ag Solutions, Bill's Sports Shop, and Midwest Sheet Metal, along with Cheap Cars, all sponsors on the Sunoco Clements Powered Longhorn. For Garrett Albertson, 8 wins last year. Great year for him. The 28 of Jimmy Whistler, 1 win last year, and that came at Cottage Grove Speedway. For the Otis, Oregon driver, and the Whistler Investments, All-Purpose Storage, Whistler Construction, MS Shock Therapy, Vic Hill Powered Rocket XR1, and Tomas Hunziker out of Bend, Oregon in car 38, the Certainty AM1 Roofing and Siding, Spirit Fueled Racing International, SRS Distribution, Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1 for Tomas Hunziker, car 38.
And he's going to be I thought he was going to be the first driver to get the white flag. Instead, it's going to be Garrett Albertson in the 58. His first lap time is quickest, Ben, 1.4.818. Jim Whistler, 6 quick, 15.493, and Tomas Hunziker's first lap time is, I don't know that his transponder picked up, or Tomas Hunziker. Yeah, it is 6 quick. Garrett Albertson's second lap time, not as good. Doesn't matter. He's atop the leaderboard right now. Second lap for Jimmy Whistler, a little better, 15.413. He is 7th fastest. Tomas Hunziker's second lap time, not quite as good. He'll stay 6th quick. Best lap, 1.5387. And there's your new quick qualifier. The driver that lives in Las Cruces, New Mexico, the 58, Garrett Albertson. The new time to beat is 1.4.818. Ben, 9 drivers have attempted a lap.
Up next out of Nolensville, Tennessee, the 81J of Jack Riggs, the 13 of Albany, Oregon's Bryson James, the 69 of Clover, South Carolina's Ross Bells. Jack Riggs and the Clements Powered Longhorn, Scott Riggs Racing, Riggs Fiber, Dude Wipes, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, Wilds Drive Shaft, M&M Lawn Care, Ballard Excavation, all sponsors for Jack Riggs 81J. The 13 of Bryson James, a 17-time winner last year out of Albany, Oregon, the Schramm Motorsports, Schramm Brothers Excavating, JK Pickle Trucking, James Gang Pizza, Northwest Platinum Trucking, and Shepherd Racing Engine Longhorn for Bryson James. Joined by Ross Bells, that brand new AK race car with a Barbarino's Pizza Engine and Asian Spa power plant under the hood of car number 69 for Ross Bells. A 3-time winner last year was Ross Bells, who made his debut in New Mexico here last night.
How about that? Again, Garrett Albertson, the time to beat right now, 1.4.818 after the first 9 drivers. First driver in this session to get a qualifying lap is going to be Jack Riggs. I just completely lied to you. Yeah, no, I did not. He's 5th quick, Ben, 1.5129.
You would never lie to us.
Not at all. 10th quick, 15.717. Ross Bales, first lap time, 9th quick, 15.598. Second and final time around for Jack Riggs. not quite as good. He'll stay 5th quick. Best lap 15.129. Bryson James's second lap better, 15.502. He'll be 9th fastest, and Ross Bale's second lap also a little better. He's actually going to be 10th quick. He drops a spot, 1.5.567. Garrett Alberson, Bobby Pierce, Mike Marlar. Right now, the top 3 after 12 qualifiers.
Coming up next will be Dylan McCowan out of Urbana, Missouri in car number 8, the 53M of Jason Miles out of Nacogdoches, Texas, and the 14S of Colin Weinbarger out of Corbett, Oregon. So first qualifier will be number 8 of Dylan McCowan. Brand new Infinity race car. Tim Douglas down here turning the wrenches on that. The Scott Bailey powered entry. Sonic Pomeroy Services, BLC Transportation, Empire Energy, Elite Construction, and Heritage Tractor. All sponsors on the Midwest Sheet Metal number 8 for 3-time winner last year, Dylan McCowan. Welcome back to the desert. The 53M of Jason Miles out of Nacogdoches, Texas. The Cornet powered Black Diamond, former Titan Legends Late Model Series champion. The 92 Graphics, MJM Excavating, Buster Roberts Logging, car 53M, and Colin Weinbarger, the Clements powered Longhorn, Schramm Brothers Excavating, Swan Island Sheet Metal, Reed's Automotive, Checkered Flag Asphalt, and NW Platinum Trucking. All sponsors for 16-time winner last year, Colin Weinbarger.
Dylan McCowan, 10th quick on lap number 1. Jason Miles is going to be 14th fastest his first time around, and Colin Weinbarger is, I don't know that he's got a transponder on that race car, and if he does, it does not pick up. Dylan McCowan, second lap, not as good, 10th quick, 15.527. Jason Miles, second lap, not as good, 14th quick, 16.011. And the transponder not picking up on the 14 of Colin Weinbarger, so they'll need to get him back out on the speedway after they check the transponder on the 14S. So after 14 drivers have registered a lap, Garrett Alberson still the time to beat Ben, 1.4.818. Bobby Pierce second quick, 14.883. Mike Marlar right now third fastest with a 14.953. Then is Tony Jackson Jr. fourth, and Jack Riggs right now rounds out the top 5.
So going to check Colin Weinbarger down there to check on the transponder. We'll get him back out there, and he should be joined by Drake Troutman out of Hyman, PA, making his debut in 2025 with Team 22 Inc., along with Garrett Smith out of Eatonton, Georgia in the 10, and they're going to let Weinbarger go out there and knock his laps out, and then we'll bring 3 more out. So we'll let it sit right now with just Colin Weinbarger. They check the transponder on that race car, and we'll see if he trips the trigger this time out of turn number 4.
Yeah, Colin Weinbarger, as you'd mentioned, 15 wins a year ago. Coming across 3 divisions once again as well, late model, modified, and a stock car. As Weinbarger, I don't know. I did not see him.
Well, he was coming to the green there.
Yeah, so that's fair. That's very fair. All right, now he's going to bring the 14S off corner number 4 down to the white flag, and his first official qualifying lap. There we go, 13th quick, 15.682 for the Corbett, Oregon driver. So Colin Weinbarger and that Schramm Brothers Excavating, Checkered Flag Asphalt, Clements powered Longhorn comes off corner number 4, and his second and final qualifying lap checks in at 13th. Second lap not as good. It was a 1.5739. So 15 drivers have now registered a lap. Ben, Garrett Alberson, the time to beat, 14.818. Worth noting, we talk about this being a home game for Garrett Alberson. Remember, this track was just built in 2019.
Yeah.
He never even raced here until a few years ago.
Not much experience. Well, next it's Hyman, PA's Drake Troutman in the 22, Eaton, Georgia's Garrett Smith in the 10, and Eston Whistler out of Otis, Oregon in the 82. Drake Troutman, 6 wins a year ago for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year in 2024. The Team 22 Inc., Victory Circle Auto Sales, Sea Valley Transportation, Brick House Tavern, RFI Resources, Jerry's Siding, Roofing and Windows, Cornet Powered Longhorn, 22 Star. Meanwhile, in the 10, it'll be Garrett Smith, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn for the Georgia driver, that Atlanta Paving and Concrete, the world famous Cadillac Ranch, Terminal Maintenance, Construction, VP Racing Fuels, and Boswell Oil, the sponsors on that race car. And Eston Whistler in that car for the first 2 nights this week. The Rocket Chassis, Vic Hill Racing Engine, Meredith Logging, Knotworks Construction, RK Construction, Otis Marketing, Fueling Entry. 2 wins last year. They both came at Cottage Grove and Ahmad.
First lap time's about to go up. 9th quick for Drake Troutman, 8th for Garrett Smith, and 16th for Eston Whistler. Second lap time for Drake Troutman in the 22 Star, a little better. 7th quick, good lap, 1.5329. Second and final lap time for Garrett Smith. In the 10, not as good. 15.399 is his best lap. He is 9th, and Eston Whistler improves on lap 2. He'll be 16th fastest with a 1.5.686. So Ben, in Group A, 18 drivers have now attempted a lap. Garrett Alberson Bobby Pierce and Mike Marlar still the top 3.
Up next will be Stormy Scott out of Las Cruces in the 2S, Richard Pappenhausen out of Chico, California in the 4P, and Carson Brown out of New London, North Carolina in the 28B. Stormy Scott one win last year in the Bad Boy 98 with the Comp Camp Super Dirt Series at Batesville Motor Speedway, the Rancho Milagro Racing, the Sea Valley Transportation, Eagle Moon Farms, Top of the World Ranch, Clements Powered Category 5 race car, joined by Richard Pappenhausen in the 4P. Longhorn Race Car, sponsored by Dave Pappenhausen Construction, Kevin Shera Designs, he's out of Chico, California, and Carson Brown. Randall Edwards turning the wrenches on the Pay Cafe, EBB Logistics, GBS Brand Connect, Bill Stein Sunoco, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn for Carson Brown. Next 3 cars on the clock.
By the way, how about Randall Edwards' brother Hammer down there with them this weekend as well?
All the Edwards brothers all
Edwards
the time.
all the time. That's exactly right. White flag going to come out. First lap time for the 2S of Stormy Scott, 17th quick, 1:5.881. First lap for Richard Pappenhausen is going to be 19th quick, 15.991. And the first time around for Carson Brown, 15th quick, 1:5.639. Second and final lap time for the 2S of Stormy Scott. Not as good. He'll stay 18th quick for the time being. Richard Pappenhausen a little better, 20th fastest on lap 2 with a 15.894. Carson Brown, second lap, also not as good. He is currently 15th. So, Ben, we have just 4 drivers left to qualify here in Group A for Swift Springs time trials presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. Garrett Alberson still has the time to beat 1:4.818.
Last 3 qualifiers in Group A will be Jason Riggs out of College Grove, Tennessee in the 81, the 21X of Joel Collins out of Princeton, Minnesota, and Brennan Willard out of Lebanon, Missouri in the 3. Jason Riggs, the Riggs Fiber, VG Performance, Andy's Towing, Dude Wipes, Trione Flat and Box Trucks, Best One Tire and Auto Company, M&M Lawn Care, Coleman Farms Racing, Empire Tech, Clements Powered Longhorn for Jason Riggs in the 81, the 21X of Joel Collins, Team Zero Race Car, a Mullins Power Plant under the hood, the Sabre Plumbing and Cooling, Little Red Wagon Daycare, Holcomb Trucking, Soil and Ag Solutions 21X, and the 3 of Brennan Willard. Willard coming to us out of Lebanon, Missouri in the Longhorn by Mikey Kyle, Scott Bailey Powered, Willard Asphalt, Willard Cattle, Midwest Sheet Metal, Lebanon Ready Mix, all sponsors for Brennan Willard.
So again, they're gunning right now for Garrett Alberson's 14.818. Jason Riggs will be 18th quick on lap number 1. First time around for Joel Collins, 23rd fastest. And Brennan Willard's first lap time is good enough for 21st. All 3 got to pick it up. They're going to have anything for Garrett Alberson on lap number 2. Here comes Jason Riggs, his second lap time, not as good. 18th quick, 1:5.798 for the College Grove, Tennessee driver. Joel Collins a little better on lap 2. He stays 24th with a 1:6.107. And Brennan Willard jumps up, Ben, on lap 2. He moves up to 13th with a 1:5.554. And that is unofficially a wrap on Swift Springs time trials presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze for Group A. The first half of the field will wipe the slate clean and bring Group B out momentarily, but it's Garrett Alberson laying down the time to beat with a 1:4.818. Bobby Pierce second quick with a 1:4.833. Those 2 drivers will unofficially start on the pole of their respective heats coming up a little bit later on. Joining them alongside third fastest Mike Marlar and 4th quick Tony Jackson Jr. And you see the rest of the top 10 there on the left side of your screen. It's going to make for some interesting heats.
It will, and $100 tonight to the fastest qualifier in Swift Springs qualifying presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. And then the fastest lap of the week, the Rio Grande Waste Services Shock the Clock Challenge. You missed the garbage can. $1,000 to the fastest lap of the week in the Dirt Track Bank Super Late Models presented by Black Diamond Race Cars and Qualifying. As DJ, we reset it all to 0 when you head off to Group B. And your first qualifier will be Don Shaw out of Ham Lake, Minnesota in the 42S. The second qualifier, welcome back, Bakersfield, California's Rob Sanders in the 10N. And Clayton Stuckey, rising star out of Shreveport, Louisiana in the 15S. Don Shaw, the Shaw Trucking, Blaine Brothers, EMR, Loop Tech, Dane Oil, West Bay Leasing, Structural Buildings, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn for Don Shaw, the 2017 WSOTA National Champion. He'll be in the Vic Hill Powered Longhorn number 42S. Rob Sanders, beautiful number 10N out of Bakersfield, California. Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn Race Car, West Coast Boring, Citizen Suspension, Mystique Tanning Salon, HSR Equipment, and Bill Stein, all sponsors for Rob Sanders, who's largely done modifieds the past few years. It's good to see him back in a late model.
Absolutely.
And then and Clayton Stuckey in car 15 out of Shreveport, Louisiana. The Lucas Oil Advanced Powder Coating, Mooring Transport, FiberTech Laser Cutting, ProGlow, AccuForce Dyno and Testers, Sunoco, Bilstein, R&R Farms, Clements Powered Black Diamond for Clay Stuckey. 3 wins last year, and he was 10th in the Comp Cam Super Dirt Series standings. Those will be your first 3 qualifiers in Swift Springs Group B, presented by Screven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. And DJ will qualify these cars. That will set the heat race lineups for all the late models for later tonight. And then we'll do a little bit of track prep. And once that's done, we'll go straight into opening ceremonies here on it's a warm day. And I think the wind's going to die down after the sun goes down. It picked up about 2 hours ago. But it's a beautiful day otherwise to kick off this Rio Grande Waste Services Wild West Shootout presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go big or don't race.
The things you see on these race cars, man.
Is that on Don Shaw's car? It is on Don
Shaw's car.
Yes. How about that?
Don Shaw with Maverick, the golden retriever down there. And, Maverick's pretty awesome. I've been playing with Maverick down there. It's all about the pups in the pit area.
Is that why you were a little late getting up here for the pre-race show? Don't lie to me.
About it.
Don't lie to me. Or were you playing with Wagon Train?
Oh, Wagon Train's a pimp. Tomas Hunziker's dog down there. His name is Wagon Train. Trenton Berry, go ahead.
Little breaking news.
Lay it on us.
Brennan was a skosh high.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So we'll see what they decide up there.
Droop Lives Matter. That's no good. So he's going to... So Brennan Willard will get 8 positions docked on the Droop check. And I tell you what, Tiffany, if you want to throw real quick up there for everybody watching at home on the merchandise, as the Wild West Shootout merchandise, DJ, they're already printing more. They sold so much online and on the practice day yesterday. Go to onefasttee.com, onefasttee.com. You can pick up that merchandise if you can't be here at the racetrack, and Mr. Jim Gardner will send it right to your front door, and the fine folks from Bullet Impressions. And that is just a sampling of the designs. Go check it out.
That gray one in the middle is just screaming my name.
I think my wife bought that as a hoodie yesterday, so that was one of the 4 designs she bought. She also bought the one with the Crown Royal bottle, which, by the way, is a salute to Scott Bloomquist. If you go online, zoom into that design, onefasttee.com. You can order the merchandise. They will send it straight to your front door.
There you go. All right, slate's been wiped clean. Overall quick time out of Group A, 1:48.18 for Garrett Alberson. And we're going to start it all over again with the second half of the field now. Group B and Swift Springs time trials presented by Screven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. Don't forget, if you've not yet done so, set those Dirt Draft fantasy lineups now. Maybe after qualifying, just as long as they are set before the first heat race hits the track. That wind's picked up just a little bit more out there. Don Shaw, 15.531 on lap number 1. Rob Sanders' first lap, 16.171. And Clayton Stuckey's first lap time is a 1:06.106. Lap number 2 for the Ham Lake, Minnesota driver Don Shaw in the 42S. And it's going to be not as good. He'll rest on lap 1, a 1:05.531. Rob Sanders' second lap time also not as good. Best lap 16.171. And the best lap for Clay Stuckey comes on lap 2. It's a 1:60.77. So Don Shaw, a former winner at the Wild West Shootout back at Arizona Speedway, lays down the early time to beat here in Group B. Ben with a 1:05.531.
Up next, Jake Tim out of Winona, Minnesota in the 49T. Also out of Minnesota, out of Rochester, Dustin Sorensen in the 19. And Kate Dillard, not out of Minnesota, out of Roebling, Louisiana in the 97. Jake Tim, 6 wins a year ago, all in the mod. Out of Winona, Minnesota, the Herco Environmental, GorillaMill.com, Oak Ridge Fabrication, Mesilla Valley Transportation, OFI Performance, Horman's HVAC, Vic Hill Powered Longhorn for Jake Tim in car 49. In the 19, that will be Dustin Sorensen. Last year's World of Outlaws Rookie of the Year, the Heavy Hitch, Sorensen and Sorensen Painting, Paulson Rock Products, Stussy Construction, J&S JCB, Altenburg Construction, Rochester Chevrolet, CBR Drilling, Pro Power Racing Engine, Longhorn for Dustin Sorensen. And Kate Dillard in the 97, 5th in last year's World of Outlaw points. And 49, a Tim catching the wall. The S&S Fishing and Reynolds, Joel's Auto Sales, Mesilla Valley Transportation Production, Jars, Jody's Oilfield Services, Clements Powered Longhorn for Kate Dillard, a 15-time winner last year.
And 3 good laps laid down by those 3 drivers. Dillard currently 2nd, Sorensen 3rd. Jake Tim is that, well, after catching the wall, not a good lap, but this one will be much better as it's 1:62.57. He is 6th quick. Dustin Sorensen 3rd fastest, 1:59.04. And Kate Dillard goes to the top of the leaderboard here in Group B after 6 cars with a 1:05.455. So Kate Dillard, who picked up 4 modified wins here and a late model win last year.
A year ago tonight he got that win.
Yes, he did. He won the opener here in the late models last year, and he's off to a good start. He currently has the fastest lap in Swift Springs time trials presented by Screven Motor Speedway's winner Freeze in Group B.
Up next will be Kyle Beard out of Truman, Arkansas, the Man Motorsports, Gary Beard Trucking, Autocraft, KB Trucking, Schaefer's Oil, Swift Springs, Clements Power to Longhorn, 1 win last year. That came in a modified, a 2-time Comp Cam Super Dirt Series champion. Meanwhile, Sam Mars in car 28, an 8-time winner last year, the Pro Power Racing Engine MB Custom, Depi Enterprises, Vite Specialty Contracting and Waste Management, Kai Chevy Town, CMD Shocks, TL Sins Plumbing, and Army Contractors, all sponsors for Sam Mars. And joining him on the Speedway, Mitch McGrath. Nope, scratch that. Yeah, it will be Mitch. Mitch out there to Waukesha, Wisconsin, as he's debuting a new Longhorn race car, the Pro Power Racing Engine, and he has debuted that car into the wall down in turn 1 and 2 as you see debris all around the speedway. Brand new Longhorn for Mitch McGrath, and bad luck as the Galloping Ghost Motorsports and Transport Culver's Butter, Burgers, and Frozen Custard, number 74, catching the concrete.
Yeah, he galloped right up on the wall.
We'll see if we have anything on that. Man, you hate to see that beautiful new race car for Mitch McGrath. And showed some speed here last night. And they're going to have to go to work on that race car to get ready for heat race action later. And he will be starting on the back. And you see one of those spoiler supports on the racetrack. And DJ, I didn't see what happened. Did you?
No, I did not. Whenever I looked up, he was already. I could see the roof of the race car, and this is not usually a good sign. From the tire tracks, kind of looked like maybe he just got a little too high down there and jumped the cushion, as our cameras only caught about the same thing that we saw, the very tail end of it, as the Waukesha, Wisconsin driver gets too high down in turns 1 and 2, rides the concrete, and hops off at the end of the back straightaway, and that's a tough break for him.
Well, and how about Sam Mars out on the speedway? 8 wins a year ago, and really a lot of good runs for him. Second in the Cedar Lake Speedway point standings, and of course his dad Jimmy Mars, one of the OGs when it comes to Wild West Shootout. Jimmy and Chris, they've been supporting this event for a long time. And then you got Kyle Beard. He debuted a brand new Longhorn race car here last night in car 86. He rolls out of turn 4, and 2-time Comp Cam Super Dirt Series champion. And he was 5th in their series points last year. Only 1 win on the year, and that came in the mods. And they're going to shift things around a little bit this year, will Kyle Beard. So we'll see a couple of talented drivers on the speedway. Man, you hate to see that for Mitch McGrath, as it's been a few years since we've seen him here, as he definitely scattered some sheet metal at the top of turns 1 and 2. Play again, turns 1 and 2. And DJ, I want to mention today, we do have the white tent, as we always do, down in the midway, and that tent is available to everybody. There's tables in there. I think they were getting the TV set up in there as well, and that is every night that you're here, everybody here, you are welcome to make your way to that white tent, and it's in the grandstand area, and especially to the wind dies down a little bit later this afternoon. Make yourself at home there, grab you something to eat or drink, and just chill. That is just a little something extra we do for you. When it gets cooler later in the week, we'll have some heaters going in there, and we do thank you for coming out here to FK Rodden's Vado Speedway Park, presented by Low Voltage Solutions. As the Midwest sheet metal yellow lights are turned out, the CMD bonding green flag is back out on the speedway, and you're going to set your dirt draft lineup in 10-1 odds. I'm going to forget to do mine as Kyle Beard forks with the concrete down in turns 3 and 4.
You can't forget. I mean, you're in a league with us, right? Aren't you in like some sort of competition?
Allegedly.
Man, I mean, these modified values are all over the place. Okay, here we go. We've got 2 drivers left in this group after we lost Mitch McGrath in the 74. So Kyle Beard comes around to the white flag. 4th quick, 1:59.65 his first lap time. Sammy Mars' first lap is 7th fastest, 1:62.54. Kyle Beard, a stalwart for this event. Comes off corner number 4. He's out of Truman, Arkansas. The 86 going to check in 4th quick. Second lap, not as good. Best lap time, a 1:59.65. Sam Mars' second lap time is a little bit better. He'll stay 7th quick, though, 1:61.97 for the Menominee, Wisconsin driver. So now 9 drivers have been on the track to attempt a lap. Kate Dillard, the time to beat in Group B, 1:54.55.
Up next, we'll have Chad Mater out of Eau Claire, Wisconsin in the 55C. Welcome back, Chad. The 18 of Chase Younghands out of Manhattan, Kansas. And the 74X of Ethan Dotson out of Bakersfield, California. Chad Mater, last year's Punky Manor Challenge champion, picked that up for the 2nd time in his career. 4 wins overall in the year. The Pro Power Racing Engine, MB Custom, Sabre Plumbing and Heating, Underground Systems Incorporated, Bryan Heating and Cooling, Kelly Heating and Electric, Documation Racing, Jolson Auto, and Union Trailer, all sponsors for him. The 18 of Chase Younghands, 1 win last year in the Otis Oil Company, Bozard Ford, Paulson Rock Products, Stussy Construction, Younghands Ranches, CJR Motorsports, and CJR Auto Cells Clements-powered Rocket XR1, and the 74X of Ethan Dotson. 4 wins last year for the driver of the ASD Motorsports, BK Grading and Paving, American Racing Pro Series, Torco Racing Wheels, Clements-powered Longhorn for Ethan Dotson.
Chad Mater is going to be 9th quick on lap number 1, Ben. First lap time for Chase Youngham's good lap, 3rd quick. And the first time around for the 74X of Ethan Dotson. He'll be 4th fastest. Lap number 2 for Chad Mater, and the 55C a little better, 6th quick, 1:5.941 for the Bloomer, Wisconsin driver. Chase Youngham's second lap, not as good, stays 3rd quick, best lap 1:5.826. And Ethan Dotson's second lap's a little better. He'll trump Chase Youngham and go to 3rd quick with a 1:5.696. So after 12 drivers have attempted a lap in Group B, Kate Dillard, Dawn Shaw, Ethan Dotson currently the top 3.
Coming up next will be Kent Rosevear out of Yuma, Arizona in the 2, the 1 of Turbo Tyler Erb, the New Waverly, Texas native, and the 11 of John Kirby out of Russellville, Arkansas. Kent Rosevear, the ProTech Fleet Service, Jack Metter Racing, Gordy Speed Center, Wells & Sons Motorsports, Performance Bodies and Parts, Cornette Powered Longhorn 02, joined by the 1 of Tyler Erb. 19 wins a year ago, including the Summer Nationals title. Best Performance Motorsports, Sunoco, First Class Septic, Anthony's Pizza, Langenfelter Mechanical Contractors, Pee Wee's Record Service, Roberts Beat Company, Car 1T, the Clements Powered Rocket for Turbo Tyler Erb, and the 11 of John Kirby out of Russellville, Arkansas. 2 wins last year for that driver. The Kirby Specialties Corporation, Construction Resources Group, Eagle Lake Farms, Clements Powered Rocket for John Kirby.
So again, they're all shooting for Kate Dillard's 1:5.455. Kent Rosevear going to be 9th quick on lap number 1. First time around for Tyler Erb. 3rd fastest, good lap, 1:5.628. And John Kirby's first lap time is 12th quick, a 1:6.175. Second trip around this 3/8 mile oval for Kent Rosevear, and he'll be 10th fastest, best lap 1:6.080. Turbo improves on lap 2, Ben. He'll stay 3rd quick, 1:5.561, and John Kirby's second lap also a tick better. He'll be 12th quick with a 1:6.172. Kate Dillard, Dawn Shaw, Turbo now the top 3 after 15 drivers in Group B.
Up next, 5-time defending World of Outlaws champion out of New Berlin, Illinois, it's Brandon Shepard in the B5. The 77 of Preston Luckman out of Coos Bay, Oregon will join him, in the 74D of Sean DeForest out of Livermore, California. Brandon Shepard, 7 wins last year on the way to a 5th World of Outlaws title. The Valvoline, Paulson Rock Products, Stussy Construction, Shepard Auto Sales and Salvage, Team Realtree, Denny Woodworth, Attorney at Law, American Race Wheels, Goose's Pub and Eatery, and Pee Wee's Record Service, all sponsors on the Busch Light Pro Power Racing Engine and Rocket XR1 for Brandon Shepard, joined by Preston Luckman out of Coos Bay, Oregon. 7 wins last year, and we got caution on the speedways. Looks like
got a piece of debris up in turn
green. Is it off Luckman's car?
That is
yep,
correct.
He got the breakaway part of a spoiler.
He got a little too high down there when he pulled out on the racetrack and slid up and slapped the wall. So
that'll be Preston Luckman right on cue. A 77, a 7-time winner last year. 3 7s didn't pay dividends right there. We'll see how the qualifying goes. The Quaddale Industries, 3 Rivers Casino, Far West Tire and Supply, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Oregon Tool and Supply, entry 77. We'll go to the FK Rod-Ins instant replay and what happened to Preston Luckman. And yeah, it looks kind of like maybe what got McGrath as well. Just got in there, and the Shadows could be playing a little bit of games with him too as they get into the corner. As you saw that FK Rod-Ins instant replay. And last car on the track in the set, the 74 car. This is going to be Sean DeForest and the Souza Truck and Trailer Repair, Souza Trucking, United Rentals, DMS Race Cars and Fabrication, Sizemore & Sons Construction, MBR Race Car for Sean DeForest out of Livermore, California. Picked up 1 win a year ago at Maryville Raceway over a star-studded field for his win of the year.
Yes, he did. Absolutely. All right, so this group of drivers, tell you what, Brandon Shepard looked really good last night, man. He looked really comfortable out there in that race car. Anxious to see what he's got for him here this evening as the driver out of New Berlin, Illinois, going to lead this group.
That's
on
a
the
good-looking car, man.
Sheppy's?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, of course it is. Absolutely it is, man. Dylan Brady just knocks it out of the park once again with Night Out Designs on that B5. Here comes Shep down to the white flag. First lap time, 4th quick, 1:5.657. Preston Luckman, good lap, Ben, 7th fastest. He almost got into the wall again down there. Sean DeForest, 17th quick on lap number 1. Lap 2 for the B5 of Brandon Shepard. Shout out to James Essex watching at home. It's 4th quick, best laps 15.657. Preston Luckman does not improve on lap 2. He'll stay 7th, 1:5.840. And Sean DeForest also does not improve. Lap 2 for him, 17th quick, 1:7.219. Kate Dillard, Dawn Shaw, Tyler Erb still the top 3 after 18 cars in Group B.
Coming up next will be Jake Nill out of Omaha, Nebraska in the 6th S, 21 of Seth Daniels out of Jackson, Ohio, and the 78S of Steve Stoltz out of Peoria, Arizona. Jack Neal making his debut in the desert here this week. The Rocket Chassis, Scott Bailey Racing Engine, Todd's Auto Body and Glass, Choice Agronomics, Select Auto, Al Humphrey Racing, Downtown Recycling, JEH Farms, Beck's Prevost Racing, all sponsors for Jake Neal. 1 win a year ago for that competitor. Seth Daniels making his debut with us. Last year, second in the Valvoline American Late Model Series Ironman standings. The Wilson Excavating, Tim Haddle Trucking, S&D Transport, 740racecast.com, Reds, Rolling Garage, Fox Shocks, Rhine Powered Rocket. He picked up 1 win last season. The 78S of Steve Stoltz coming to us out of Peoria, Arizona. The Dirt Pro Incorporated, Alpine Stars Mobile Medical Center, Rockwell Sunglasses, Right Shock Technologies, Clements Powered Longhorn.
All right, so the 6 of Jake Neal's first lap is 13th quick, 1:6.156. Seth Daniels, 11th quick, 15.987. Steve Stoltz, 19th, 1:6.262. Lap 2 for Jake Neal. And the 6 is good lap and 8th quick, 1:5.887 for Jake Neal. Seth Daniels' second lap time, he also improves. 10th quick, 1:5.940. Steve Stoltz improves as well. 18th quick, 1:6.218. So that trio of drivers all improves on lap number 2. They're all still chasing Kate Dillard's fast lap of 1:5.455.
Final 2 qualifiers will look like this out of Chihuahua, Mexico. It'll be Kiko Perez and Luke Salas out of El Paso, Texas, and then number 99.
Luke Solis.
Luke
Solis. I got the official updated information from Luke himself. Yes.
All right, so Kiko Perez out of Chihuahua, Mexico. Beautiful new Shamrock Racing team, Mitchell Suspension Engineering, Grupo Anbeck, 4-lite Pro Power Racing Engine, Rocket XR1, and Luke Solis in the 99 graduated into the super late model division. And he'll be in a Rocket Chassis MSC Racing Engine under the hood of the Mitchell Suspension Engineering, Flips Bar and Grill, Time Bomb Racing, and Crossroads Animal Hospital 99.
Time Bomb Racing.
You heard it here first.
Oh my. All right, well, final 2 drivers on the racetrack. Kiko Perez in turns 3 and 4 in the Mitchell Suspension Engineering Shamrock number 3. First lap time, 21st quick, 1:7.611. And the first lap time for Luke Solis in the number 90. That's a former Jim Whistler race car, by the way. 22nd quick, 1:9.818. Second and final time around for the Chihuahua, Mexico driver. Perez going to check in. 21st quick, best lap 1:7.289. And Luke Solis on his final trip around the Vado Speedway Park is 20th quick with a 1:7.171. And that is unofficially a wrap on Swift Springs Time Trials presented by Scriven Motor Speedway's Winter Freeze. In Group B, it was Kate Dillard laying down the fastest lap with a 1:5.455. Dawn Shaw second quick with a 15.531. Those drivers will be on the pole of their respective heats. They'll be joined alongside by Tyler Erb and Brandon Shepard, as you see the rest of the top 10 there on the left side of your screen. So those drivers will get released to the pit area. Big congratulations goes out to Las Cruces, New Mexico's Garrett Alberson, who laid down the fastest lap of the night in the late models here this evening, and that quick lap time was 1:4.818 then.
Well, so Garrett Alberson, $100 today. He'll start on the pole of the first heat race, and then in addition to that, he's got the leading, he's out of the clubhouse, he's the leader in the Rio Grande Waste Services Shock the Clock Challenge, $1,000 bonus for the fastest qualifying lap of the week. The Dirt Track Bank Super Late Models presented by Black Diamond Race Cars. And just like that, hot laps qualifying, all in the books. We got some track prep coming your way. If you're on site here, check out all the great vendors back here. Grab you something to eat or drink. Check out some t-shirts also right now. Hopefully the wind will be dying down in a little bit. But until then, the white tent in the midway, that is welcome to everybody. Go down there and chill a little bit. And we're going to step aside and thank some marketing partners. We'll be back in just a few moments to FK Rodden's Vado Speedway Park, presented by Low Voltage Solutions. If you're either here in the house or you're watching it on FloRacing, don't go anywhere.